Lodging establishments are concerned with two types of security threats. First, threats that might affect a guest's health, comfort, and well being. Second, threats that can affect the hotel directly, in particular its features and fittings, its revenue, and its reputation. Thus, the hotel must select a reputable and reliable system and or agency that will provide protection against all threats. Safety and security equipment. The following basic safety equipment are required by the government prior to issuance of license to operate. The basic safety equipment in lodging establishment includes the following. First, smoke detectors. Areas that require smoke detectors may include the following: corridors, storerooms, under stairways, guest rooms, and guest bathroom, public area and back of the house areas. This unit alarm when smoke and or heat is detected. Second, sprinkler system. As soon as the smoke detector alarms, the sprinkler system is activated. Third, fire extinguishers. Some jurisdictions allow the elimination of fire extinguishers with the presence of full sprinkler system, though this would mean waiting for a fire to get bigger before it can be detected by the smoke detector. Fire extinguishers must be strategically located with instructions on how to operate in case of emergency. And last, accident prevention sign. This sign must be posted to inform both guests and staff to avoid occurrence of accident. According to Occupational Safety and Health Administration, there are three classifications of accident prevention signs. A. Danger sign to indicate immediate danger such as restricted area in case of fire. Do not enter the emergency exit sign. B. Caution sign to warn against potential hazard or to caution against unsafe practice such as wet floor and watch their step. And last, safety instruction sign to give instructions relative to safety measurements such as lightened path between building or on trails. Hotel invests in security equipment as well to ensure guest safety. The following equipment are the most common. First, metal detectors. Second, X-ray luggage. Third, counter surveillance. And last, video surveillance. Hotel also employ bomb sniffing dogs, especially if there are threats or terrorism attacks. Their dogs are trained to investigate suspicious packages that may contain narcotics, bomb, or other dangerous materials. Safety and security measures. The following are measures on ensuring safety and security of the guests, employees, and hotel. First, providing employees with an identity card, resident card, which must be used while inside the hotel premise. Second, employing a system for key control. Third, recording and maintaining of the use of master keys by all the staff. Fourth, installation of smoke detectors and modern and efficient firefighting system. Fifth, installation of double lock system, magic eye and door chain system. And sixth, installation of closed circuit camera in all strategic places. And seventh, installation of computer and data processing security system. And 8. Carrying out of regular and preventive maintenance of all equipment, appliances, and building. 9. Designing and highlighting a fire escape routine. 10. Patrolling by security staff frequently. Last, provision of safety lockers for guest valuables. Types of emergency. Hotels and all kinds of accommodation are not excused in the occurrence of emergency. The following are examples of emergency that normally occur in lodging establishments. Fire. Fire happens all the time. It can occur anywhere and it's any time. The best way to prevent a fire from occurring is to identify and locate the possible hazards. In this way, it can be addressed right away and correct it before it becomes a problem. Members of the hotel must have a knowledge on how to handle emergency situations such as fire cases. Particularly, the housekeeping staff, hoteliers must be familiar with the various types of fire extinguisher, and how to handle small fires. Classification of fire. 1. Class A. This fire involves ordinary combustibles such as wood, paper, and trash, among other things. High pressurized water is needed to extinguish these kinds of fire. For small intensity fires, soda acid extinguishers is used. It sprays that compound in gaseous pressure. For large intensity and widely spread fire, water must be sprayed directly on the affected area with high pressure through the hoses. 2. Class B. This fire involves flammable liquids such as oil and grease. Blankets or sand are used to extinguish these kinds of fire. Carbon dioxide extinguishers are also used in put-out Class B fire. 3. Class C. This fire involves electrical equipment, non-conductive agent. It's required for extinguishing this kind of fire. For small Class C fires, carbon dioxide fire extinguisher may also be used. 4. Class K. Fire that involves cooking oil and fats. This classification fire can be extinguished. Use Purple K, a typical agent found in kitchen or gallery extinguishers. B. Medical. Medical emergency, like other emergencies, can happen anytime to anybody. It may involve guests, employees, or a visitor of the guest. Staff should be prepared to act promptly. Unwisely, as every second is important in such case, trainings for employees are provided such as first aid or CPR course. It is also required in hotel to have a clinic, a nurse, and a doctor, and basic first aid equipment as a response to emergency situation. Some hotels install automatic internal defibrillators in their building. C. Bomb threats. Bomb threats are becoming common nowadays. Whether a joke or real, it affects the daily operation of particular establishment. Much more if it is a lodging establishment which you are informed of a bomb threat. The following has to be taken into consideration. 1. Keep calm. 2. Notify your immediately supervisor. He will then notify the security of the hotels. The police must be notified right away by the person in authority. If someone calls on the phone threatening about a bomb, the following has to be done. 1. Remain calm. 2. Discreetly call the attention of a coworker. 3. Buy time and keep the caller on the line as long as possible. This will give you a coworker enough time to notify the proper authorities. 4. Write the message of the caller word for word and repeat what the caller said. The decision to evacuate will be the call of the general manager or whoever is the highest position during that time. Guests are assessed by the staff without causing panic during evacuation. Codes are used between employees so as is not to cause panic. D. Earthquake. Staff must be trained on the emergency procedures during earthquake. They are responsible in assisting all the guests to avoid chaos. The duck cover and hold must be done. All must drop to the floor to avoid falling object. Cover under a sturdy desk or other furniture must be considered to protect the head. Hold on to the sturdy piece of furniture until it is safe to move. It is best to use the stair during earthquake. E. Weather emergency. In a tropical country like ours, one of the most common disasters affecting the hospitality business is weather-related particular storm. This normally affects the hotel near the coastal area. For weather-related incidents, it is must that the hotel is updated by tuning in the weather news and updates. F. Labor strike. Labor union is a common among hotel employees, particularly if the collective bargaining agreement is not being followed. According to WW Duhame Organization Collective Bargaining Agreement or CBA is an agreement in writing between the employer and a trade union setting forth the terms and conditions of employment or containing provision in regard to rates of pay, hours of work, or other working conditions of employees. Hotel policies and procedures. Different properties have its own policies and procedures. Regarding guest safety, departments of the hotel must closely coordinate with one another to ensure the policies are strictly implemented. These departments normally include security, front office, and housekeeping. The following are recommendations on how to safeguard guests and the hotel property. 1. Data privacy and security. To stay competitive, hotels make use of websites to introduce and market potential clients. As a form of payment, hotels encourage the use of credit card for settlement. Using such make the guest data vulnerable to cyber criminals. This is one the current concern of the guests with a lot of online scams reported every day. To address these issues, hotels create comprehensive strategies such as securing softwares and eliminate the rest of data privacy and security. 2. Room entry. When entering a guest room to investigate, hotel employees should use common sense to still show respect on the privacy of the guest. Some scenarios that a hotel staff may encounter are the following. A. A child distress scream was heard by a guest passing by the room. When the staff was informed, he heard nothing. B. A housekeeper saw a white powdery substances in a guest room while cleaning. The guest was out and the housekeeper has already closed the door. C. A female guest was seen being accompanied by a different male companion every night in her room. 3. Do not disturb sign. Most hotels have a 72 hours rule for day and day. Guests cannot refuse service anymore when it exceeds the rule. Damage to property, hazard to health, or any suspicious activity may have happened in that time frame. Guests must be informed in advance of the rule. 4. Marijuana. In the Philippines, marijuana is still not considered as a medicine. Thus, the proper authority must be informed should there be marijuana present in the property. In countries where it is considered legal, this is still subject to approval since the odor is quite offensive to most people. The best solution is to prohibit bringing and using of marijuana and other similar substances to the property. Violators will be apprehended and charged with deep cleaning fee among others. 5. Pet animals. No matter how affordable a pet is in most hotels in the Philippines, bringing in of such is still not allowed. This eliminates the conflict that might emerge between guests with pets and those without. 6. Parties in a room. Excessive noise creates disturbance to other guests and the property. Inasmuch as the hotel wants their guests to enjoy, they also consider the other guests who want to have peaceful and enjoyable experience in the hotel. Hotels follow the three-strike rules. Noisy guests are given two warning before they are outed from the property. 7. Underage drinkers. Young alcoholic drinkers are becoming too common nowadays. Security must use wise judgment in identifying if guests are underage or not. This normally happens when an adult retains the room on their behalf. As soon as the hotel employee learns about this, he should report the incident right away. Failure to do so might put the employee in the jeopardy as he is responsible to the youth as soon as he knew they were not of legal age. 8. Domestic fights. This is one of the hardest situations a staff can get involved himself into and outside security might be called to handle the situation. Should the parties should not cooperation, the hotel must also bear in mind their main objective in facing such challenge is to protect its assets. 9. Door ajar. The most common reason why burglary happens is because of the guest doors being left open by the guests themselves. For hotels who still do not use the key card system, for the rooms allowing unofficial guests to room in the entire hotels, the most effective way in dealing such incidents is employee awareness. Hotel staff must be made aware of such problems and should be instructed to be familiar with the hotel guests. Doors left ajar must be guarded and guests must be informed right away. Security and engineering departments must also help to avoid occurrence of burglary. 10. Privacy. Guests are protected once they are inside the hotel. This means that no person has the right to enter his room without his approval and for no reason. The following are the possible reasons a guest room may be entered without the guest's approval. A. Danger sign, as hearing gunshots, smelling fire screams for help. B. Housekeeping, such as guest was not able to answer phones or calls for service after the 72 hours rule. C. Eviction, wherein guest has reached the maximum for the three-strike rule. 11. Weapons in the Philippines. Weapons of any kind are not allowed inside the hotel premise. Once a hotel employee sees a guest with a gun or any weapon, there is no harm to notifying the right authority. This is to secure the property of its guests and employees. 12. Room thieves. This is a common occurrence wherein the housekeeping employee is normally the one blamed. Two most common explanations for the losses are mostly caused by guest error. First is the thief by the roommate of child companion as might also be packed in some other place and forget about it. A safe is recommended for the guests to leave their valuables either in the vault inside the guest room or in the front desk. Another reason is by probably because of the door pusher or with the door is left ajar. 13. Violent crimes. To avoid such incidents, a roving patrol must be doing its job 24/7. The presence of security makes it difficult for the perpetrator to do their act. Occurrence of any form of crime can result to negative public image and civil liability. To avoid negative image, the hotel employs different strategies such as 1. Key card access review. Most of the hotels nowadays require key card to operate the lift or even the block entrance with going up to the floors. Without the key card, the unofficial guests will just to be limited to room in the lobby. This key card also protect the guest room. The hotel will just have to invest in a high quality key card system to prevent hacking or unlawful access. 2. Security trend customer service. All hotel employees, particularly those that have direct contact with the guests, such as front desk and housekeeping staff, are trained not only to follow the customer first policy but also the security protocol. Three, implement stronger background checking protocol. Most of the hotels in the Philippines acquire their manpower resources through a third party. The main agents hotel must ensure the background checking protocol is being implemented whether the manpower is outsourced or hired directly. This somehow gives assurance that the applicants and future employees are properly screened. 4. 24-hour access control. Strict security enforcement does not end at 5 p.m. Stricter security procedure must be implemented during the wee hours of the night where crimes normally happen. Around the clock, security personnel must be present and routinely doing his task. This sends a clear signal to guests that the property is security and the hotel is serious in providing a safe environment. 5. 24 hours monitoring of CCTVs. Closed circuit television are a common thing in hotels. This allowed the hotel to see the daily activities of the hotel, the staff and the guests, but what is the most important is the presence of the surveillance office. CCTV operators 24/7. This ensures that all movements are monitored and will be able to prevent crimes to happen and capture the perpetrators.